Hello student, welcome to the next video that is on the chapter number 2, that is power plant of the 2 and 3 wheeler vehicles. Right, until now we saw about the engine and the working of the engine and the auxiliary systems of the engine as well in the previous videos. The only thing that we need to learn now is how to start the engine. So for that we will see about the cranking mechanism that is required in the 2 wheelers. Right, so the cranking mechanism and how to start the engine, how to crank the engine. Right, to start the engine we have to apply the cranking to the crankshaft. Right, only spark plug will not start the engine. After applying the cranking, the suction stroke will start, and after the suction stroke starts, our operation of the engine will start. And at the simultaneous moment, we can also apply the spark plug as well. Right, so how to first give the cranking in the engine? For that you can see right now is the basic cranking mechanism, how the cranking basically works in the engine. To start the engine there are various methods. Also in the past there were some various methods as well which was used to start the engine or crank the engine. So in the figure you can see the cranking mechanism is being shown. One cranking element is being attached with that. For example, there are various cranking elements differently given in the different vehicles. For example, if you apply the grip, that is one of the cranking element. In the auto rickshaws, earlier one hand lever was provided, that was also a cranking element. Right, so these are different types of cranking element given in the vehicle. In the case of the cranking element, it is connected further with the ratchet mechanism. The ratchet mechanism is the mechanism which transfers our force of the cranking element to the gear pair that is connected with our crankshaft. The ratchet mechanism further transfers the force to the reduction gear pair. That reduction gear pair applies the required torque to the crankshaft, and that torque is supplied to the crankshaft, which generally rotates the engine, and the cranking mechanism is applied by the simple basic mechanism that is shown here. To operate the cranking mechanism there are different systems available in the market right now, and that system can be used. Also the ratchet that you are seeing works on a simple mechanism, is that when the cranking element rotates in one direction, it supplies the force to the crankshaft. But when the engine or the crankshaft rotates in the reverse direction, it will not supply the reverse force to the cranking element. Further, it also allows the cranking element to freely come back to its own position. Right, so cranking element also gives us the return force that is required, because after applying the cranking force, the system needs to be disengaged from the crank. Otherwise what will happen is that the cranking mechanism will also rotate with the crankshaft. Right, when engine is rotating, the crankshaft will rotate, and with the crankshaft also the cranking mechanism will rotate. So we need to disengage the system, and that can be done with the help of the ratchet spring that you can see in the figure. That spring is also known as the return spring in the engine. The ratchets are of 3 types. First one is the roller type ratchet, in which the rollers is attached around the ratchet, which provides the locking motion, which prohibits the ratchet from rotating in the reverse direction. The second is the lock ball type ratchet, in that the lock ball is being given to lock the ratchet in a particular direction. And the third one is the regular ratchet wheel, in which a normal wheel is provided with the concentrated wheels, and that concentrated wheels gives us the motion in the single direction. So these are the 3 types of ratchet which is generally used in the basic cranking mechanism. Now there are several methods of the crankings that we use or that we used to use in the past as well. So first one is the push starting. Right, push starting is different from the push button starting. Push starting, you might not have heard about this system, but it was earlier used in the two-wheelers. In the case of the push starting, first you have to push the vehicle to crank the engine. Right, when we push the vehicle, the crank rotates, and after that crank rotates, the engine starts. The push starting was earlier used in the two-wheelers when we have to run the vehicle with the hand force, and when we run the vehicle, the crank rotates and cranking is applied on the engine. The second system is the moped cranking mechanism. Right, the moped cranking mechanism that you might have heard or you might have seen in the moped or in the Luna, right, in which the pedals were given to start the engine or to crank the engine. Also in that case, what we used to do is that you can also run the vehicle just by applying the pedal force as well, like a bicycle. Right, so you can also run the engine like a bicycle, or you can also run the vehicle like a bicycle. To apply the cranking in the engine, the pedals is rotated. When we rotate the pedals, we can get the cranking, and that cranking can be used to start the engine. There are two methods in the moped. One was indirect transmission and second was direct transmission. In case of the indirect transmission, the engagement of the crank and pedals will not be direct, which means there are several components in between the contact between crank and pedals. In the case of the crank and pedal, we apply the reduction gear gain, also the ratchet mechanism. These type of components was attached in between the indirect transmission. In case of the direct transmission, the gear pair is directly connected to our cranking mechanism, that is the pedal of the moped. Third one is the kick start mechanism. Right, in the case of the kick start mechanism, that is also nowadays used in the two-wheelers as well. The kick is applied, and after applying the kick, from the ratchet, the force will be transmitted to the crankshaft, and the crankshaft will be rotated, and this is how simply the kickstart gives us the cranking of the engine. And the last one is the auto start mechanism. Right, that is widely used in almost all the vehicles nowadays. The auto start is given, you just push one button, and by just pushing one button, you can crank the engine and also apply the spark to the engine. In the case of the auto start mechanism, the mainly system that you use is the starter motor. You require a starter motor which gives the force to either the flywheel or to the crankshaft. The last two things, that is kick start mechanism and auto start mechanism, are used right now in the vehicles. So we can see them in a little bit detail. So right now you can see one diagram of the kick start mechanism. In the diagram you can see all the components that is required to transfer the force of the kick to the engine or to the crankshaft. The main components of the kick start mechanism is, you can see that the two gear pairs are used to transmit the motion of the gear kick start to the crankshaft. So in the case of the gear pair, you can see one kick gear, the second is the kick idle gear, which transfers the required motion to the crankshaft. It is connected between the transmission and the clutch system, right? So the kick pinion gear is connected with our clutch shaft. The clutch shaft gear is connected is the primary drive gear and the primary driven gear. Right? The primary driven gear gets the power from the kick gear, and that kick gear power is transmitted to the primary drive gear with the help of primary driven gear. Primary drive gear is connected with our crankshaft, which transmits the force of the kick to the crankshaft. So simply by applying the gear pairs, we supply the force of the kickstart to the crankshaft. One component that is attached between the gear and kick is known as the ratchet that we saw in the basic cranking mechanism as well. The function of the ratchet is to supply the force in one direction only and not to let the kick rotate in the opposite direction. but it also gives the free motion to the kick to get back to its original position after applying the kick. The second thing is the auto start mechanism. In the case of the auto start mechanism, the component that you are seeing right now is known as the starter motor. In the case of the starter motor, whenever we apply the push button start or whenever we apply the push button, then the starter motor will actuate with the help of electric force, and that electric force will be generated with the help of the solenoid system. The windings are also provided. From that, the magnetic field will be generated. From that magnetic field, the force will be applied to the pinion that you can see on the end of the starter motor. That pinion is attached with the flywheel of the engine, and that engine flywheel will be connected when we apply the push button. So pinion will come out from the starter motor and it will be in contact with the flywheel. That flywheel will further rotate the crankshaft, and our motion will be transmitted from the pinion to the flywheel and from the flywheel to the crankshaft. It is the most simple method that we use in almost all the vehicles nowadays. So this was the auto start mechanism in which the starter motor is used. The detailed function of the starter motor you will see in other subject, that is automobile, electrical and electronics. The main cranking mechanism that we use starter motor is that the pinion will come out, and from that we can start the flywheel. Right. So in this video we saw about the cranking mechanism that is required to start the engine. Right. So in the second chapter, this was almost all the contents. From the next lecture we will start the new chapter. Until then, thank you so much.